Hello everyone, welcome to Between Realities. Holy shit, it's the middle of the week and we're doing an episode. Wow. Congratulations and some prize, everybody. Here we are, bonus episode. We used to do these babies last season when we had the extra time. Yeah. And we're kind of catching up now. So here we are. Boom, we're back to some bonus episodes. So hey everybody.
We'll bring you more VR more of the time.
Yep, exactly. So thanks for joining us here in the middle of the week. It's great to have you guys here with us. Zero Cool and Lissa, the first in the chat today, just hanging out, going back and forth for a while before we went live today. Always a pleasure to see both of you. So thanks for being here. Hussein X has been here. Glitch Fandango, the dude going back through the backlog of Between Realities episodes. Great to have you here as well, my friend.
What's up, Glitch?
Who else we got? We got Duty VR. Great to see you, man. He's been around a lot lately, and your support means a lot to us, dude. Thanks for being here. Steve XM finally catching an episode live.
All right. What's up, Steve?
Steve XM, the X coming from Mega Man X. He's an old school Mega Man fan. You can tell from his logo. Turtle Portal. Yo, dude. What's up, Turtle Portal? It's been a long time, man. It's good to see you as well. Alt VR.
Alt VR.
Yo,
the man.
He's great.
Yes.
He just did a brand new episode of Philosophy in VR. Check it out on Alt VR on his channel.
Very good stuff.
So,
what do we got today? We got an awesome guest today is what we have.
We do. Yeah. This guy is he's got a one-stop shop for hardware in VR, figuratively and literally. The channel's a one-stop shop, but he actually has a physical location that's a one-stop shop for all VR hardware as well. What are we doing? Why are we fucking around? Everybody, please welcome to Between Realities, Sebastian Ang from MRTV.
Hello there. Hi. Great to be here.
What's up, dude? Good to see you, man.
Sebastian, thanks for coming, man. This is so awesome.
Thanks so much for having me. Awesome to be here and talk with you about our biggest hobby.
Yeah,
it is.
Right?
It's so great, man. Like people who are passionate about VR are like fire. It's like a fire burning within us, and like that's like the mesh that binds us all. You know, like the mutual passion for virtual reality just makes us like one big happy family. And it's like it's like seeing a cousin that I haven't seen in a while when stuff like this happens. You know.
Right, exactly. And I can feel that passion with you guys as well. So I'm excited about this. And you know what? It's so interesting for me not to be the host of this kind of show, but to be a guest, because, I'm hosting all these shows on my channel as well, live shows. So yeah. Cool. MRTV here now. MRTV. It's amazing.
Yeah, dude.
And do go down in the description. Go and click on Sebastian's YouTube channel and all of his social media stuff.
Oh yeah,
and, follow, like, subscribe,
all the good stuff. Do all the good stuff. If you haven't been there yet.
Yeah, and if Sebastian brought you here to our channel, we're going to poach you guys from his subscriber base. So be sure to click subscribe on the current video that you're watching now.
Yes.
It's all good, man. So this is like I said, it's like seeing family. We bumped into each other at CES in Vegas last year before the fucking pandemic happened. And that was really cool, kind of bumping into you, walking around the Pimax space and getting to hang out for a while. You were doing your thing, running around with the microphone.
Right. And you guys too. Yeah, and I was impressed. I was so impressed by your professionalism, like with your setup, with your microphone going around. It was really cool to meet you there. Yeah,
you dude. Yeah, it was great. We're showing a great photo, a selfie that Skiva took of the three of us right now.
Okay,
we're
cool.
both sticking microphones in his face.
Yeah, and I can remember you asking me some questions there, and we had a great time.
You know what? Speaking of,
we are going to talk about.
Let's go ahead and roll a clip. We've got a clip from when MRTV when we bumped into him at CES.
Oh no, everybody would see that now.
Yeah, they're going to see it. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at this.
Let me take this picture down so people can see, and I will bring that up.
Hello everyone, okay, cool. Alex here, as you're very well aware, and I'm joined here by Sebastian from MRTV. How's it going, brother?
Yeah, good to see you, man. Good to see you, to meet you in person.
Yes, this is very exciting. I'm curious as to what your magic moment was for VR. Like, what was the experience that you had that...
Porn? Yes. When I knew... Wow, this is unbelievable. This is like wow, this will be big.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
There you have it, everybody. Porn. It was porn.
Yeah, right.
Porn.
The MRTV experience is actually a porn experience.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we Germans, we are very straightforward, right? There's no beating around the bush. So you asked me a question, I answered it. That's how we roll here in good old Germany.
Dude, I love it. I respect that, man. Like, I'm all about keeping it real and like calling out the elephant in the room. And
yeah, right. Come on. It's so good. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here, right? I mean, virtual reality. Come on. It's so good.
Who doesn't think that? And seriously, I have brought people to my house and I've been like, oh my God, check this out. Put this headset on. Oh my God, blow your mind, right? And then sometimes, and it's always the people I don't expect. They're like, what's porn like on this thing? Like, your brain just goes to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so right.
I get it, man. I totally get it.
Well, and it's kind of a taboo topic, that's why there's like props to be handed out here, because VR, a lot of people argue that the pornography industry pushed the technology forward, but it's so taboo. And like, here we are, like super passionate virtual reality enthusiasts, but like not a single fucking channel talks about VR porn. Like no one brings it up in conversation. It never comes up.
You know what? Actually, that is some kind of like self censorship because of YouTube. I'm not sure if you saw my video. I once made a video. It's called A Day in the VR Porn Shot or something like this. And I went to Barcelona, and they do lots of porn movies there. I went on the set, and I got my camera out. Yeah, just the camera. And and then I made a documentary about it. Like, it was a really nice documentary. It's not like I'm showing something or something. It's really like a very serious stuff, like the stuff I do. Right, I do some serious stuff, and I put it onto YouTube, and then the thing was I got a strike for it. And I didn't show anything. I have censored the whole video. You don't see a single nipple in that clip. And they gave me a strike. I couldn't live stream for a couple of weeks, which is really bad for me, as you know.
Wow.
And since then, self-censorship. So yeah, that's really a pain in the ass. And because all of this stuff, I have now started with on another platform. It's called Odyssey.com, ODYSEE.com. And it's something like YouTube, but it's based on blockchain and decentralization, so nobody can take it down. absolutely check it out. odyssey.com/@MRTV. And I haven't even talked about this on my own channel. So yeah, here first here on your show, also a new camera angle on this show. Yeah, so definitely check out odyssey.com. It's the better YouTube, right? With decentralization, everything based on blockchain. Nobody can censor shit. It's amazing.
Damn. So no censorship at all. So you can go on this website and anything you want to post on there, it's going up.
Yeah, right.
So have you heard of BitChute?
I'm not exactly sure what is it about. What is it about?
BitChute is like a YouTube that also does not censor, right? So there's a lot of stuff. And you know, you have Anthony on your show.
Right.
On your next dimension.
Next Dimension. Yeah, right.
Yes, Next Dimension podcast. Awesome podcast. Go check it out, by the way. And Anthony and I do a show sometimes called Dark Frequencies.
Yeah, I totally know.
Sometimes, yeah. And sometimes that gets censored because we talk about government control and this and that.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. And it's crazy. So they've taken us down live. It's crazy.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah.
You should
While live streaming, they've pulled this down.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable. Yeah, you should totally check out odyssey.com.
Yeah, I will. I definitely will. Because I am all about freedom of speech. I don't care what you have to say, as long as, you know, I mean, people sometimes have a lot of nasty things to say. Does that mean people should be have their mouths sewn shut? I don't think so. I think freedom of speech is an amazing thing. And I think
freedom of speech is super important. Exactly. And it's super important. Well, as long as you don't take away the rights of others with your speech, right? So it's not like, okay, you can say everything. As long as you don't touch other people's rights, then that is fine.
Robyn's
oh my goodness,
Hi,
we're getting super political here.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, this is between realities, man. Like we'll talk about VR, but we're gonna talk about the real fucking shit.
You know, I really like it because normally the people just hear me talk about the latest, I don't know, the latest hardware, VR hardware or what. It's interesting to also see another angle, right? So, yeah.
Hi, Robyn. Hi, Tones My Bones. People joining in the chat. It's good to see you. We were just kind of talking about the taboo-ness of VR porn a little bit. And, you know, Sebastian, you mentioned how it's almost like a self-censorship, you think, because you got a strike bringing the shit up. But I would argue that it's not just that. I would argue that people, just avoid it. You know, maybe because they feel like they'll be viewed differently in the community, you know, if they come forward and talk about it, you know, that kind of thing, or or maybe they'll turn off certain audiences, not necessarily getting strikes, right? But kids can't watch that, you know, so if you're making shit that kids are supposed to be able to watch too, and maybe that's not
of course.
It, you know? But
of course,
you know, like we were saying, it's there and it's pretty fucking prominent out there, and you know, I feel like it deserves you know, a few minutes at the table. You know?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, how much money do these people put into VR technology and 360 cameras and moving the industry forward? And you know, it's a huge part of everything. Porn sells VR too,
right?
I mean, so
but it has to be immersive. That's the thing. And that's what pushes it forward. Like if you put the headset on and it's the first person perspective, and you look down and your head feels like it's floating off of your shoulders, or your body's tiny and not proportionate. They're they go in there, they put the headset, we got to fix that, you know, and they're hammering it out, making high quality immersive experiences out there. And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who have bought headsets just to get into it. I don't know. I mean, I guess Sebastian's maybe arguably one of them.
You know what's interesting? I was on that porn set right in Barcelona, and I interviewed the boss of that porn studio, and then he also told me their best day when they see they have the highest numbers of new people is the 25th of December. So that's when people just got their new headsets for Christmas, right? And then he said 26, he said, when all the when all the relatives are home, and they have some time to check out their headset and their new toy. So this is good. So this is definitely good.
I'll go out. I'm going to go on record here. I've experienced it. I will be honest. I have, believe it or not, I have. I know, it's crazy. Fucking burn me at the stake. I've experienced it. I personally, it's not a habit for me, if I'm being honest. It's something that maybe I'll check out every now and then if I'm feeling a little adventurous. I mean, there's friction there too, right?
Yeah, get that hand out there.
But there is friction. You have to be very much alone. You know, like if you're gonna be in VR, like putting a fucking headset on or something like
that would be really bad if your mom goes into your room like, oh, hey, what are you doing there, Alex?
Yeah,
exactly. I'm checking out the latest game.
And she's like, Alex, and you can't hear anything because your headphones are on. You know, like that's the whole thing. You know, and it's a whole thing to put the headset on and all of that and all. But it is captivating, I will say. Like if you have a VR headset on or out there and you've never tried it, but maybe you've been curious.
Yeah, you're right. For
it's
science,
worth checking
you can
out.
try it for science.
It's worth checking out.
It's pretty good. I'm wondering what you just mentioned about some people don't want to talk about it or are shy about it or somehow feel conflicted about how other people will think of them. Probably it's also a cultural issue. I'm not exactly sure how it is in the States, but here in Germany or probably it's about Europe, we are kind of straightforward. It's not such a terrible taboo thing to talk about, I would say, you know.
Isn't it so funny because like here it's like sex is everywhere except for talking about it. Like it's plastered all over everything. All the
ads on billboards.
Yeah, the second you leave, shit gets weird, you know. But like, we're not forward about it.
It's so strange for some reason. It seems like to show like a nipple on YouTube is way worse than showing like a gun or something.
Right.
That's so strange.
What are you thinking over here, Steve?
Man.
I know you're having thoughts.
Do you want to know my honest thought of what I was just having? Because
I do.
Because it's kind of off topic.
I could tell you were chomping at the bit.
I was really not. I was just looking at our feed here, and me and Sebastian are next to each other. You know, he's on the screen, and we both have these MRTV shirts on. And
our guest today is Alex.
But I was thinking right before the show, I'm like, so you ever remember back in the day when we used to go to concerts before the world ended, right? And my friends would always be like, you can't wear the band shirt to the band you're going to see. You can't wear that shirt. And I'm like, am I not supposed to wear the shirt of the guy that's going to be on the show?
So damn,
that was off topic,
I should be wearing your shirt here, not my own shirt. I should be wearing your shirt, but I don't have it. Yeah, I have to buy your shirt.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's actually what that's one of the things. That's like one of his things. He'll buy your shit, have you come on the show. You see him wearing that shit, then you got to go buy between reality.
Yeah,
that is genius. That is an evil genius plan.
That's a really good idea. I mean, yeah, that's exactly why I do that. That's exactly why I do that.
Okay, I'm totally gonna buy your shirt.
The truth is that Skiva is a hardcore VR fucking freak, and he's a huge fan. Like he was when I first met him, he was a huge fan of yours already. Sebastian.
Oh, really? Cool.
Like, I was brand new to YouTube. I started a YouTube channel. I didn't know anyone. Like I didn't watch VR YouTube. I just started VR YouTube without anything. And when I met Skiva, he was like, "Oh, dude, like you gotta be following these guys, like Sebastian MRTV and Anthony VR 365." And like,
cool, man, that's
like,
amazing.
That was like the bar, like right away. He was like, "Boom, these guys, these are the dudes." And now here we are, hanging out. You're on the show, like it's awesome,
all together. That's amazing. So, how did you guys meet?
We met via Reddit. This guy started a subreddit called VR in AZ. AZ is the
Arizona.
Yeah, that means Arizona.
Yeah. Because before the world blew up, I was really thinking that quests were going to enable it so people could get together in one physical location and do things like Space Pirate Arena and games that you can take a physical space with multiple people and all have fun, right? And then it took a little while for experiences like that to start to show up, but once they did, the virus hit and we couldn't be together anymore. So that was the whole point, right? I wanted to, rent gymnasiums and stadiums and things and get big multiplayer things together with quests. So that was the idea. And maybe someday I'll be able to do it. Yeah.
It must be so fun, right?
Yeah, but he did. He set up a meetup at Zero Latency. And it was just us. Zero Latency is like optical room scale tracking. If you guys have never tried it, it's pretty subpar, but it's what existed. And he set up a thing at Zero Latency, and it was just me and him.
We're the only ones that showed up.
Cool.
We're like, VR, just the two of us. What?
So it just shows your passion.
Yes,
it does. And you know what shows your passion, Sebastian, is
I'm on fire.
I know, right? You very much got into the room, to the physical location kind of thing too. You, for all intents and purposes, fucking used your life savings and sold off everything and made this fucking shit happen.
Yes,
so if people tell us a little bit about the history of MRTV Studios for those who do not know what I'm talking about.
You mean the studio, the location, the physical location that I'm here right now?
Yep.
Yeah. So I was operating MRTV out of a super little room at my mother's apartment. She had like a little room there, which was free. There was nothing inside. It was empty. And yeah, I asked her, can I do my shows here? And then she said yes. And that's how I did the first 2 years of MRTV in a super, super small room. You can't believe how small it is. Like I can touch both walls by doing this here. So it's
like a closet.
It's like a closet, but at the one end, I put like a green screen, and I somehow made it look like a huge studio. So do check my old videos from season 1 and 2. It looks amazing, but it's just like
very
a
convincing.
super small video. So in general about MRTV, I thought it would be a great and super smart idea to go full in 2016 already. I thought, wow, I'm so smart. You know what? There's this new cool stuff, virtual reality, and it's going to take off like the iPhone, and I'm going to be like one of the first people there. Oh, wow, I will totally make this my day job. Yeah, I'm still shocked by my street smartness. So then actually I am an engineer. I was working on all kinds of things, on like apps, internet apps, like websites, all things internet. So really like very normal lifestyle, normal German engineer stuff, doing this kind of stuff. But then I thought, no, I'm going to stop all this and I'm going to become a YouTuber in 2016 full time. And you know what? I actually did it. So I simply stuck to it. Even I didn't make any money, and yeah, I was basically living off my savings. I was using all my savings because in probably the most of the first years, the first 3 years until recently, yeah, I didn't make any money of this because it didn't take off like an iPhone. It just didn't do it. It was simply so frustrating. And actually, in the very beginning, I didn't have MRTV. I had another channel called Daydream District. Do you remember Daydream?
I do. I remember Daydream District too.
Yeah, that was fun actually. Yeah, so I was the channel that was all about Daydream District because I thought, you know what? Now that Google jumps in, they're going to stick to it. They're going to make it huge. It's going to be just as huge as Android. And that's why I thought, okay, I make this channel all about Daydream. And yeah, was operating it out of my mom's little room there. And yeah, that was like this. And then, wow, it felt a bit strange when I felt like, okay, Google isn't doing anything about this anymore. It's like dying off. It was like super shocking. And even I could already tell after 1 year, okay, somehow I don't make any money out of this. And I don't know how many subscribers I had on Daydream District, probably 2,000 or so. But I was like kicking out the content just like I do now. Yeah. So all the people with Daydream, I think they really enjoyed my channel a lot. Anyways, then this died off with Google, and I simply had to think, what do I do now? Do I probably go back to be a normal engineer? Why not? I also like my job, right? And there's no problem to find a new job. Or do I do something else? And I thought, like, fuck it. I'm going to keep on doing this, but now I'm going to cover any kind of VR. And that's how I started with MRTV, Mixed Reality TV. And because at that time, now the Windows Mixed Reality headsets came up. And I thought, you know what? Let's cover those like more prominently than others probably do. Yeah, that's how I started this thing, and was operating from this little room for my mom. But then I thought, okay, I have to support myself in a different way as well. Right? So I was already earning some money from YouTube, from the ads and stuff, but it's not like so much. So I thought, okay, I have to make this differently. I have to also offer some kind of location-based service. And I obviously couldn't run that out of my mom's closet, right? Yeah. So I had to think about, okay, let's go real. Let's put in even more of my savings, like everything I have, And also, you know, the community is so amazing. This VR community is so cool. And they love what I do, basically, right? You know, this whole stuff with going in this full time, then being independent and stuff. You know, all the stuff that I always mention, it's real. I really mean that stuff. And I think the community can tell that. And they're super supportive. And then I thought, you know what? Let me do this cool studio where I have all the headsets. You see them, some of them behind. I have way more. I have them all. And even some that are not on the market, like really crazy stuff. And let me have this physical location here in Germany where I make these videos, which looks better than the green screen at my mom's place. And let me also start like a real business where people can visit me here at this location, pay some dollars, like $50 or what, and then they can check out any headset they want because I have them all, right? And that was the MRTV experience. And nice. I made a Kickstarter about it, the MRTV Experience Kickstarter, where I sold those tickets. I sold like merchandise, like this shirt and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, I tried to make lots of noise with this. And man, that Kickstarter generated 26,000 euros.
Hell yeah.
Wow, which is like 30,000 US dollars. So it's like a substantial amount of money. And yeah, wow.
Now
I spent it all.
I remember that, man. I remember following that campaign. I remember giving to it. I remember being like so excited that you were doing this and that you were just going all in. And I was like, holy shit, Sebastian is doing it, man. You know? So
all in,
amazing.
man. I like it. I like it. So I would say I'm a risk taker. That's my profile in general. I'm a risk taker. I do it. I will look at the risks, and even if they're not in my favor, but if I believe in it, I will still go in. And I absolutely, totally, 100% believe in virtual reality. Even I know I was really early. And I also believed in that location-based service. Because I could just tell that lots of people ask me, hey, Sebastian, what about this headset? How is it? Is it good for people with 70 millimeter IPD? And I don't know. Because my IPD is like 64 millimeters, right? So now, so it's just better for people to have a place where they can actually check out the headsets. It's so tough to find a place where you can actually put these headsets on. Like here in Germany, we also have like huge electronic stores, just like you have. You have Best Buy and Target and all this stuff, right? We also have that here, our own. But you can probably, if you're lucky, you can put on an Oculus Quest. That's the only thing that's probably there. The rest, you have no chance. You will never find a place where you can try the HP Reverb, the Pimax, or basically any of the headsets. You cannot check it out. So I thought, let's do this service where people can come and check it out. And that was actually so amazing. So 26,000 euro in that Kickstarter, and the house was
When was
full.
this? When was
the Kickstarter was like now 2 years ago. Like 1.5 years ago, or something like this. No, 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
I thought I remembered it being about a year before the coronavirus hit, right? So I've been curious to how. So your plans must have changed or adapted, maybe I should say, to the new normal. Right. It's because now you can't have people just flying in and coming over, big groups of people coming in. So it must have really affected your business and your business planning.
Absolutely. Like gone. Absolutely gone. So gone. Really, it's crazy. So here I am, like from earning good money so I can survive, right, with this to all is gone. It sucks. It's really a pain in the ass. And so of course I need to adapt, and I'm doing also some other things now, like more consulting, online consulting, because I do get quite a lot of emails and lots of people contact me, like from the business areas, like companies who are wondering how can I use this virtual reality for example, for doing virtual meetings. Right now they can't meet in real, right? So how can they still keep on doing this, or how can they do maintenance? Like for example, I had a company that contacted me. And they had a new machine for the company. And once this machine, because this machine didn't run now, they were losing like thousands of dollars every single day. And the person who could help them start this machine, he was in another country here in Europe, but he couldn't fly in to Germany. So I helped them set up like maintenance using like AR headsets and all this stuff. So that's what I do now. Like, because I can't do my MRTV experience, I'm consulting businesses, and yeah, that works well.
Wow. Consulting seems like the smartest fucking job you could ever have.
Yeah.
It's like just know something and then walk up and be like, okay, this is how you're gonna do it. Not me. This is how you're gonna do it. Like, you just tell them how to do it.
Yeah, you know, you can't. We're not in the days of the Matrix, right? Where you can just jack a thing into the back of your head and be like, I know kung fu. So you got to go to people who are well versed in virtual reality and augmented reality and say, hey, help me out here. We need to get this rolling. So I think it's really smart. It's a really smart thing, and you get to use all the knowledge that you've acquired and built up in your head for
exactly, and all the connections. Like, I have lots of interviews done with all these companies, right? And I know them, and I can connect them together, and it's just basically pretty fantastic. And the great thing is that thanks to the channel, I do have this exposure, so people know, okay, this guy is like the serious guy talking about virtual reality, and like, you know, my videos, they're serious. I look at headsets and tell people about it, or all the hardware stuff, right? So yeah. There's some credibility.
I think that the VR or the MRTV studio thing, like when I think about it, I imagine it as this like as like the best way to get acquired or to get acquainted with virtual reality. Like a lot of us, we go to these like arcades, you know, and they're like, what game do you want to play? And you're like, this one. And you pick one, they like throw you in there, like, all right, we'll tell you when you're done, you know, and it's like very just like black and white. Like, they're not there to like
you can't
introduce you to the world.
Right.
But like in your studio, I imagine being able to pick one up, like put it on, like shake my head around, be like, what's the FOV like here? And you can like really dissect things, you know, and like get that full picture.
Exactly. Basically, it was like people could book an appointment over a website, over some event website, just like you book a ticket. And then they would come. A maximum number is like 4 people. Maximum was like 4 people and me. And yeah, I have different kinds of stations where people could check the VR. So everybody had a headset. They could check all the AR headset as well, and they can ask me any questions. And it was for like 90 minutes. And then we would have beers as well. It's amazing. It was fantastic.
Or adult beverages.
Adult beverages. Exactly. They can. Yeah. So we're having like an amazing time. And then after the 90 minutes were over, I made interviews with them in German language, and I was like broadcasting those interviews on my German channel, and there was just gold, because normal people tried the headsets and could tell like the audience, okay, you know what, I prefer the Pimax over this other headset, or for me with an IPD of 70, I can't use the Quest because of this and this, you know, like real people, right? That's really, really, that was so amazing, this format. But unfortunately now we don't have it anymore. Yeah, but I hope this whole Corona shit is going to be over soon, and then I'm friggin' ready to party.
Hell yeah, dude! So are we.
I'm so ready. Yeah. Like, I'm so ready. Like, I couldn't be more ready. I'm telling you. Like, once this is over, I'm going to like throw a party here in the MRTV headquarters, and the only beverage that people can drink is Corona beers, and we're going to get shit faced. Yeah, it's going to be epic, and I'm going to live stream everything. Oh God,
No, dude. Okay, a live stream VR party crushing Corona beers post pandemic in Germany.
Yeah. Let me know. I'm coming.
I want like the lead-in hosen. I want the whole fucking thing. I want the lead-in hosen, the hat, like the feather in it. I like it. I want to look and play the part to a T. So
yeah, I like it. Yeah, you should totally come to Germany if you have any chance. We can do the whole thing with the beer drinking, with the adult beverage drinking, like anytime.
My plan was mid-2020. I mean, originally when you did this Kickstarter, I had complete and full plans to come down there. I mean, I was absolutely going to come down there.
That would have been so freaking amazing.
The virus hit. So once it's all over, I'm there, dude. I'm there.
That's so good. What do you think? How expensive is a plane ticket from Arizona?
It'll be expensive, but I'll tell you what, man. I would think it would probably be a couple grand. But I mean, it would be worth it, first of all, to come hang out at MRTV Studios. But Germany, dude.
Oh,
right?
Germany is so good.
Like, come on, who doesn't want to go to Germany?
Like,
I mean, really.
If I'm there and
everything is true.
Beers, I don't normally drink beers, but I will.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I will.
Wow. Everything that you heard about Germany, it's all true. Like, the beer drinking is fantastic here. Like, I buy like a case of beer, like 24 bottles. It costs like $6, $6 US. 24 bottles, right?
Yeah,
it's a no-brainer.
I like that here.
And they're good, and they're so good. It's like everything that you hear about Germany, everything is true. And we do eat lots of sausages, and we have the Autobahn, and we drive as fast as we want. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I remember the closest I got to Germany was dating a German foreign exchange student in high school.
Hey,
ever
that's
since
perfect.
I've wanted to go there. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you should. It's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you should definitely go find her. You should go rekindle that.
Right.
Like, yo, girl, I'm coming.
She was very pretty.
Paul P. Jr. has been in the chat. Paul P. Jr., good to see you here.
What's up?
Obscure Nerd Andy has been in the house, one of the guests this season.
Hey.
Great to see you as well. Aspen Darkfire slipped in, and we didn't have the chance to say hello to my homie AD. He's doing all kinds of Population 1 videos. Check out Aspen Darkfire on YouTube. Mateo311. Everyone in chat, if you have not said hello to Mateo311, stop what you're doing. If you're driving, stop the car, pull over, go to a fucking gas station. Mateo's not going to
come anymore if you keep riding.
Say hello. Mateo, it's so good to see you, brother.
Love you, buddy.
We love you. Thanks for being here. Onikaze is also here, and Lixnix is here too, man. Dude, Lixnix is German as well, I believe. I think he is. At least he knows German. He was dropping some German in the chat.
Right. That's right.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and Lizard Magoo. Welcome to the channel, Lizard Magoo.
Cool.
First time I've read your name. I like it. Wow.
Well, dang, man, this is all exciting stuff. I still definitely plan on coming down in Germany, and I am looking forward to seeing how you're able to grow this whole thing once the virus is done and we can kind of resume back into normal life. Because you're right,
absolutely.
there is nowhere to go to see all this stuff. There just isn't. Like, you might be able to go somewhere and try one headset on, but you know what? No one's going to help you with your IPD. No one's going to help you adjust things properly. I went to Dave & Buster's. I don't know if you know what that is there, but here it's a big arcade with a big bar, right? And they have this, they have a VR experience. It's awesome. Yeah. They have a VR experience with motion simulators and motion chairs. And there's a Jurassic Park one where you drive through the park, shooting stuff. And nobody, so I hop in and I know what I'm doing because I'm a VR enthusiast, but they throw the headset on you. Okay, ready to go. No one adjusted my IPD. Everything was blurry. You know what I mean? It was kind of a garbage experience, but I made it not a garbage experience because I knew what I was doing. But the normal everyday Joe isn't going to know. And they're going to say, oh man, it's all blurry and
right. So you can do so many things wrong.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
it's so important to go somewhere that can really help you get the full experience. So.
And I was that guy.
Yep. You will be again.
I will be again. I agree. So
will not be forever.
Exactly. I'm so looking forward to it. Oh my God.
I got a question for you, Sebastian.
Okay.
Xbox VR.
Oh my God.
Is that a thing?
No, it's not a thing. And you know what? I believe they are like shooting themselves in the foot, like a lot. Like I have no reason whatsoever to pick up an Xbox Series X. I'm not even interested in it. Zero. Like
not at all.
Why would I want to pick this up? I have several Windows PCs, with a 3080. Right, I can play all these games anyways, those Windows games, right? So I have no incentive whatsoever to pick up the Xbox Series X. And they are going to lose again against PlayStation 5, because come on, of course, lots of people will be attracted to playing PlayStation VR 2. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I'm sure it's going to blow us all completely away. Yeah. And now with the whole VR thing getting more serious and getting more mainstream, there's more touch points with VR, right? They're probably going to try the Oculus Quest 2 somewhere at a friend, and they have a PlayStation 5, or they're thinking about getting one, and then they hear, wow, I can play these amazing games. Like Alex is going to be like a launch title for the PSVR 2.
Oh yeah,
come on.
Sure. I think it will be.
Definitely.
Yeah. Right. And then, if I have to make the choice between Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, of course I'm going to go for the PlayStation 5.
Of course.
I think it's such a big mistake not to introduce it. And yeah, we have heard these rumors right now with the Italian magazine finding some error messages. We say, okay, the VR headset, blah, blah, blah. But this was debunked already by Microsoft. They said, no, that is actually, there was a mistake, and they're not planning to put it into the Xbox. It's
a damn shame.
What the hell is that? What the hell is that fucking error message doing in there? Like, why
I don't know.
is there even a VR-related error message in that fucking system? The only reason I can think is that they've had to been fucking with it.
Yeah, and they have been in a way, right? So they came out with all of these headsets with the mixed reality headsets. You know, they got everyone all excited. They got Dell involved, Acer, HP, all these companies, Lenovo, Samsung. They all put out headsets. But the thing is, I don't think Microsoft took it seriously enough. And the platform failed, right? Because they weren't updating it like they should. They weren't improving like Oculus was doing, right? Oculus, when I don't know if you guys remember when the inside out tracking first started from Oculus, it was okay, but it wasn't great, right? It was probably equivalent to the MR headsets, right? Maybe even a little worse. I don't know, right around there. But what did they do? They stuck with it. They improved it. All the time they were working on that shit. They were getting the tracking right. They were making it solid. And Microsoft was like, nah, well, we got like 3 guys on this project. You know what I mean? Not really, but you know what I mean. And they just weren't able to do what a company was able to do that was really devoted to this technology. Right. And here's the problem that I think. So I owned an IT company for many, many years. And I was a Microsoft authorized dealer and all this stuff. And I kind of know why it is that this is happening, in my opinion at least. Microsoft makes billions and billions of dollars every month from their enterprise cloud solutions, from their operating systems, from Office, from all of this stuff. It is so much money. It just you can't even touch that with any kind of VR anything right now. So I think Microsoft is waiting for everyone else to do the work, while they just rake in all their money. Once there is a good, solid, established base of users in the millions, maybe they'll come back. Well, we have it in the millions now, maybe tens of millions, hundreds of millions.
But then it's probably too late. Too late. Then somebody else is going to own the platform. And as it looks like right now, it's Facebook. So it's so stupid. And I totally agree with you, what you said. There was no marketing whatsoever for all these mixed reality headsets coming from Microsoft. Like in the very beginning, 2017, they were just available. You could buy them, but it was not like a huge campaign like Oculus is doing them right now, for example. It's ridiculous. It's just like you don't feel the passion, or you don't feel they are really behind it. And that's what we have right now. You know,
it is a shame. It is. And I'll tell you the very first sign I saw of that. I thought, okay, Microsoft's doing a Halo game for VR, right? Holy cow, they are in this. Right, and then I got that headset, and it was literally standing in front of a flat screen in VR shooting Halo things. It was the trashiest, most thrown together experience. I mean, it wasn't like if you just hopped into it right now and it was this little app thing, you'd be like, oh, this is kind of fun, right? But like that showed me the type of commitment that they really had to VR, where they weren't willing to put a game that's their IP into virtual reality. I mean, that would have sold those headsets like nobody's business.
Yeah,
it's just
so half-assed.
Master Chief.
It's so half-assed, the whole approach, right?
Yeah.
Like also their store, the Windows mixed reality store. Like if you go into the Cliff House, you can also open a store. Man, there's nothing. They didn't even try to fill it up with stuff. So I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And then when it's mainstream, if they believe they can come out with somebody and everybody will jump on it, I think they're wrong. And I think Facebook is doing it exactly right. They're capturing the market right now as much as they can, because they know this is going to be the next computing platform, right? And they cannot miss another platform, because Facebook missed phones. They missed mobile phones, and now they're dependent on Google and on Apple, which is a bad position for them, right, to run their apps on. So for AR and VR, and more importantly, AR actually, that's really the big play. they will be in a good position thanks to Oculus. So, yep, I think they are a very smart company.
Well, I'll tell you what, dude. I am still thinking about the error message because, you know, if I was to like, I could not, like, let's say I like grab my Nintendo 3DS, okay, and I fucking sit on it weird. I could jam every button in that fucker. I could pop cartridge in and out like crazy. I will never see an error message that says, oh, please reconnect VR headset. Right. You know, like, it's not in it. It's like not even remote, like a remotely, like that. Why the fuck is that line of text in there? Like, they wouldn't, unless it had some form of existence, there would be no reason to have that sentence as a part of the Xbox code. So there's a part of me that's sitting here thinking that, like, they're just holding their cards and they're still getting dealt to at the table. You know what I mean? Like, they're saying that they have nothing to do with it, but then why is that even remotely possible?
A company that size, they need to work on this stuff even if there's no planned release for it, because, you know, if Oculus gets the market to where they want it to, you know, Facebook, I should say, gets the virtual reality market to where they want it to be, then Microsoft won't be fully behind, because they'll have been working on it a little bit in the background, kind of injecting some things here and there. But you know, they're not serious until there's serious money to be made, because that's what Microsoft's about. They're about making money. I mean, that's what most public companies are about. Let's be honest. Right? But
course.
Microsoft,
and that's okay.
Yeah, Microsoft was always a little shady in their practices. They were like the original shady company. You know what I mean? Like, they were the original Facebook.
All right, and now Facebook took over. I got it.
So now, So now, but they're putting all their money in augmented reality, right? Which isn't a bad bet. You know, they're able to sell these things, you know, for a lot of money to the government, you know, and use, you know, for the use of killing people.
Right. But you're right. But it does make sense, because on the long run, augmented reality, it will be bigger than virtual reality. It will be all around us. When we go out, there's going to be an AR layer on everything that you see, and to put advertisements on the world, on everything that you see, is going to be so much bigger than Google search, even, because it's the world. You go out, you see that car, and boom, in AR you have that. Okay, you want to buy it, you want to get more information on it. Yeah, you just click on it, and then probably you can directly buy it there, or you can at least bookmark this car. So when you're at home, you're going to check it out and buy it, and then the company,
you can have a salesman right in your room.
For example, or when you're outside, when you're walking around in the world, right? So the company that owns this AR layer that is on your world, the AR layer that you choose. Are you choosing the Facebook AR layer? Are you choosing the Microsoft AR layer when you go out? This company won. So this is going to be the big war of the future. And Facebook knows that, and they are already trying now to get us into it, to get us totally onto the Facebook platform.
You can
so it's
layer
smart.
those infinitely. Like, just like how they're like making cryptocurrencies, just like creating like infinite amounts of currencies as long as people agree to use them. There could be an infinite amount of AR layers of reality that when you have your glasses, you just like put in the web address and like the whole fucking landscape will change. Like,
of course,
dude,
but you're going to choose the one layer that gives you the most benefit, of course. Like now, okay, I'm using Google services for nearly everything, Google Maps, right, Gmail, just like you probably, you guys. Why? Because, they're giving me an amazing service. Do I give them my data for that? Yes, unfortunately, yes. And I'm also giving my data way too easily to them. I should also think more about this, but the service is so good. And
it's really good.
That's also what's going to happen with AR. So the company that gives you the most value in that future world when you go out with that glasses, that's going to win probably. And wow, it's going to be so exciting. It's going to be a war between Google. They're going to come in again at one point for sure. Then of course Apple. Next year probably we get this VR AR headset, so they know this is going to be the biggest battle of all. Facebook now this year coming out with this Ray-Ban glasses. They also want to get us into this direction. So wow, this is going to be the biggest fight ever, and it's going to play out in front of our eyes. and I'm totally going to review everything.
It's very interesting, right? Because we have all these big companies that they know, right? It doesn't matter how many VR is dead articles are out there or this or that. These guys all know. They're in tech. They've made billions on tech. They know what's up, man. Apple knew that we wanted phones before we knew it, right? Everyone was like, well, Apple's coming out with a phone. What a stupid idea. All of a sudden, it's the biggest thing in the whole world. Literally, it's the biggest thing that's ever happened to people.
Yeah.
Right? Augmented us into cyborgs. We now have information at our fingertips at any time. Same thing's going to happen with VR and AR.
Exactly.
Right? And AR mostly, but you'll be able to block out the world and have a dual, a dual device. If you want to sit in your house and hop into the world of Population One, you'll be able to do that. But you'll also be able to go to the grocery store and where's the cereal? Have some arrows on the floor that show you where you want to get to. Right? There's going to be a lot of different and amazing uses for augmented reality.
It's unbelievable, and we don't even see that right now. How great it's going to be! They're going to come up with all kinds of things. It's going to be a new gold rush, something like when the iPhones just came out and when the first apps came out. Right? It was a gold rush because you wanted to think about, wow, what kind of app could I make happen? What kind of app could I introduce? And that was fantastic.
Now I feel like, for sure. But here's the thing. We got a curveball in this industry, though. We are very, very, we are positive that AR and VR is going to be the next big thing, right? But what if it's not putting a screen over your eyes? What if it's not wearing a HoloLens or something like that that's built into these small little glasses? But what if it's all brain-computer interfacing, right? Gabe Newell, came on and said anyone that is not looking at brain-computer interfacing anywhere in the entertainment industry, whether it be movies, video games, anywhere, that it's going to be an extinction level event. Porn, exactly. That's going to be huge. But he said extinction level event for these companies if they're not looking into this. So if we put on this little device and we might not even need a screen, right? This stuff might be a direct line into our visual cortex. There's so many possibilities.
I feel like
PCI.
That's after though, right? Like
sure.
The glasses will come and then
maybe. I mean, we don't know. We have no idea how close these guys are to the dream. And you listen to someone like Gabe, and he's really convincing. He comes on, he's like, "We're so close to the Matrix, guys. We're about to blow your mind any minute here, right?"
Close is relative.
Sure,
so Sebastian, what do you think? Because I've been sitting here thinking about. I mean, I'm listening to this thing and kind of conceptualizing this reality, and we're talking about it being within our lifetimes. But how soon? When do you think we'll start to see this second, third, fourth layer of augmented virtual reality kind of start to stick to the walls?
Oh man, for the brain interface thing, you mean now?
Well, no, I'm not sure about brain interface. I'm mainly just talking about the glasses and an AR interface that we can interact with.
Oh yeah, well, that is very close. So probably you have tried the Unreal Light as well, this AR headset at CES, right? So that is now releasing here in Germany, and it's going to cost €1. It's going to be subsidized, right, with a 2-year plan. So people are going to pick it up. They're going to pick it up.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's starting now. It's happening now here in Germany that these things go on sale. And the device is cool. The device is really nice. I wouldn't be ashamed to wear it in the public. And with this device already, I can have 3 Android apps drawn open, and I can put them anywhere in space. So on my commute to work or to a friend or wherever I want to go, I can watch YouTube on a huge floating screen in front of me. And I can put my Twitter feed on the right and my YouTube, my Facebook on the left, for example. That is really cool. And that is now. That is right now. Mm-hmm. And that is really affordable. And it's happening for the consumer right now. And this is only the first device, right? The next devices are going to have wider FOV. Then next year, that Apple headset is going to come out, which is probably going to blow our minds because they're not going to launch something which is just okay. Apple is going to launch something with the super high quality that people want, that people desire to have, and they are going to pay €1,200 or whatever for dollars. So it's this AR future is going to come now faster than we think, and I believe it's going to hit the mainstream even sooner than VR. So the thing is, VR is amazing and it's really cool. But right now, it's for us nerds, right? We are nerds. Yeah. We are nerds. Come on, let's face it. Let's face it, guys. We're kind of nerds. Right? We are very nerdy. So
we are nerds.
What does it give us right now? Well, we love to play games. It's amazing, right? But for the normal person who's not so much into games, like our mothers, for example, it doesn't give them so much value. Like with a phone right now, right? With a phone, wow, you can do everything. You can buy stocks, you can buy crypto, you can watch videos, you can get your Uber. It's amazing. You can do everything. And the AR headsets will do the same thing, but you don't have to take out your phone all the time. You have it at your disposal all the time. It's going to give you superpowers. Like you go out, you have like information like on top of the world. It's crazy. It is a superpower. So that's why I believe this is going to go mainstream earlier than VR, and it will help VR because, yes, just like you said, Skiva, there's going to be these devices that can do both. Probably, I don't want AR now. I want a VR session, and boom, it's going to darken, and then boom, I'm in VR.
And
damn,
to quote Skiva,
I'm still passionate about all this stuff. I can't believe it.
He's excited for us to go back to being a two-handed species, which really, when he said that to me, it hit me like deep, you know, because how often are we like holding this thing in our hand and like trying to manipulate the interface on this thing? Like if I could just drop it.
Sorry, everyone.
and get my hands back, you know, like you were saying, like if you're driving and be able to interface with something digital without having it fill your palm.
Yeah.
God damn.
And take your eyes off the road, right? Everything will be there.
Yep.
Everything will be
back.
You'll be sitting there, you'll have both hands, you know, every once in a while you'll just need to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, or eye gesture, or even facial gesture, or vocal gesture. Like, there will be plenty.
It's definitely the future. I feel like, you know, I think Apple said that by 2030 they want to have contact lenses, right? And we see companies like Mojo Vision right now that are already diving down that road of augmented reality contact lenses, and you know, and being able to take people with degenerative macular eye disease, and I probably said that wrong, and things like that, and enhance their vision and make it so they can live better lives. And a lot of this medical, I mean, it's really going to change the world. And then that trickles down to the consumer that just wants to play, you know, Dr. Gorbort's, where you got, you know, aliens coming out of the kitchen over there. Right, and all this, you know, in bringing the games into the real world, as well as going to business functions, seeing everyone's name above their head.
That would be awesome.
You know, stuff like that. I mean, it's going to be crazy. On the other side, right, if we don't get control of the data problem that Facebook has so graciously introduced into our lives with virtual reality, then the future of augmented reality is also going to be extremely IOI-like from Ready Player One, right? Where there's
it's a total nightmare. It could be a total nightmare because all of these people are going to run around with these headsets which have cameras, right? And this data is going somewhere, right? It's going to be stored forever on some servers, on Facebook servers or on Google servers. And basically, you're being watched by these cameras wherever you go. Wherever you go, there's going to be someone with these AR headsets. So this introduces unbelievable problems, unbelievable privacy concerns, even more than what you have right now with the Quest and the Quest 2.
And our kids and our grandkids will be coming to us going, yo, you were there when this all started, right? And we're gonna be like, and they're gonna be like, why didn't you do anything about this while you still had a chance? You know what I mean? And we're gonna be like, well, like a couple of us were yelling about it, but that's about it. And everyone else was like, it's fine. $300 headset. That's cool. No worries.
Man.
Have it all.
Oh, man. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So for this thing, you know, I try to stay real, right, on my channel on MRTV. So, I was one of the few people that keeps on telling people, hey, think about it. Think about the privacy concerns. And why does Facebook force you to log in with your social account? It doesn't make any sense, right? It's just for them to make you their product. It's just for them to get to that treasure trove of data that is being introduced by you putting up your virtual reality headset with your clear name connected to it, right? And this treasure trove of where you look at in virtual reality, how you move, all these things. It's crazy. It's totally absolutely scary and bad that they force us to do that. And I'm still, I still feel saddened by that fact that, lots of people just dismiss this.
Yeah, they
don't care about it, and kiss Mark's ring.
Yeah.
honestly, man, really, this really still gets me going. Even now,
me too.
Even now, I have my freedom with that stuff, with YouTube and how everything goes on YouTube, because I totally get it. Of course, if I'm a consumer, right? I'm a consumer. I buy that Quest 2 and I look on Facebook. Which channel do you want to watch? Do you want to watch the channel that tells you, that reaffirms your buying decision? Like, wow, this is the best headset ever. It's amazing. It only costs $299. You get all these games. It's the best thing ever. Or do you want to watch that video of that German guy who tells you, yeah, but the privacy concerns.
Yes.
Yeah. So I made
they
my
don't
freedom.
want to watch that because that's annoying. That's more than I care to think about.
Right.
You know, so just give me the Quest.
So I totally get it now. But so I made my personal freedom with that, right? So if you hype up a thing, you will be successful on YouTube. I totally get it. I made my freedom with it. But you know what? I stick to my guns. I will tell people, you know what? This is really dangerous. Think twice about this whole Facebook shit. Sorry.
It's so hard, right? Because we have what's undoubtedly an amazing piece of hardware, an amazing piece of technology.
No, I have it here. I have it even here.
It's
I just
unbelievable. The screens, everything about it is fantastic, except maybe the band on the back, right?
Yeah,
but I mean,
I
mean, the headset, it's so clear, it's so freaking good, and the price, right? But the price is what it is because they're selling our data to get that money back, and it's not, so it's leaves us being the people that are out there screaming from the mountaintop about how awesome VR is, leaves us in a weird place, and
very
I
bad
really
place.
do, yeah.
I'm gonna present, I guess, what will probably be chalked up to as a stoner thought, but to play devil's advocate just a little bit here, I think that VR is a technology that is evidence of our evolution as humans, right? Like, we're starting to scratch the surface of the ability to like transition in and out of realities and things like that. That's kind of where the title of the show comes from, is that perspective. So to me, if we're like, as a species, pushing towards like a level of connectivity that we've never experienced before, maybe some people might call it the singularity or something like that, where like we all kind of just connect and like the humans evolve, privacy is not a thing, right? Like, if we're all connected truly at a deep, intimate level that we're conscious of, privacy is a thing of the past. Like, if you are the universe, what is privacy?
But I feel like
that indeed is a stoner's thought.
Yeah. So to elaborate on that, privacy, you have to evolve to that point where the people that are offering this technology aren't selling you and doing bad things to you to better themselves.
If evolution is a tidal wave and it's fucking coming for the shore, there are a few people who manage to get on surfboards and get up to the top of that fucker, right? And this is Zuckerberg riding it. But when that thing comes crashing down and hits the shores, he's going to get swept away just like everyone else.
This is true. You want to hear
that's
something?
Kind of, I mean, like I said, feel free to chalk it up as a stoner thought, but
I think that's a pretty real thought. So check this out. I was talking to my 6-year-old daughter, right? And she was looking at, she got out of Synth Riders, and then we went to the PS5 when we were playing the new Spider-Man game, and she's like, "Daddy, this looks so real. This is all so real." And I'm like, when you are my age, you won't be able to tell the difference between games and reality. And my 6-year-old looks at me and says, "Daddy, then how do we know this isn't a game?"
Fucking smart kid.
Wow. Man, she's really smart. That's freaking amazing.
And I said, I can't answer that, baby.
Wow.
It might be.
She's cut straight from your cloth,
yes,
isn't
she? Yes, she
Wow. Yeah. Wow, simulation theory with 6 years. That is pretty deep, man. I'm proud of your daughter. Send her my best greetings, and she should totally subscribe to MRTV.
Yeah, she should subscribe to MRTV. Yeah, we're gonna have her on the guest next.
I like it. Yeah. But in general, for the industry where we're headed right now, I must be honest, I don't really appreciate it, right? With one company like totally ruling over it and like squashing the competition, because it is simply really so hard for other companies to introduce other headsets. Because this $299 headset, it does destroy the competition. Now, if HTC comes out with a $500 headset, people will start to cry and say it's friggin' expensive. But it's not actually, right? I mean, it is, of course, as compared to the $299 headset. But, well, you're not selling off your data and you're not the product. It's a huge difference. Right. But, yeah, it's a bit tough to get this across.
You've been around long enough as well, Sebastian, to remember that what HTC was like when they were the kingpin of virtual reality. How they didn't listen to their customers. They weren't very good with customer service. They screwed people. They held people's headsets hostages. And I remember you doing an episode that they held your headset hostage.
Oh, man. I was fighting with HTC. I was totally fighting with them, you know? Because
but that being said, I would still jump over to the HTC boat to not give Facebook all my data.
Of course, of course, I would celebrate them for coming out with something.
Hold on, before you move on.
Okay.
Facebook, right?
Yes.
We think about where Facebook came from initially, very beginning. Social media, right? Everyone was using MySpace, and then Facebook comes along and basically buries MySpace. Now they exist, but not in the same capacity that they once did. It is possible that once everyone gets hooked on social media, aka VR, Facebook 2, the company that buries Facebook, will come along, and after Facebook has hooked all of these people into this platform, the next company comes along that does it so much better. People don't even, they just migrate, you know? Like, I was not in a hurry to get rid of my MySpace account back in the day, but everyone just kept fucking talking about Facebook. So eventually I'm like, all right, I guess I need one. Yeah, exactly. Right now there's people buying Quests, right? They're making MySpace profiles, possibly. They could be making MySpace profiles right now with the Quest 2 until this next thing comes along where it's like, okay, you know, maybe I didn't want to spend more than $299 on a headset, but now I'm a VR user. Yeah. I'm already in, so everybody will just move once that thing happens.
But the other problem is Facebook knows this. So what did they do? They tied your games to your Facebook account.
Yeah.
So now you have people that are hundreds and hundreds and sometimes thousands and thousands of dollars in the hole with all of their games tied to their Facebook account, and now they go to switch over and they're going to have a hard time. Now at that point, things like Revive, things that allow you to cross that barrier, could very easily be shut off by Facebook.
That's cool, but I don't expect my Sega games to work with a Nintendo when I buy it. You know what I mean? Like, that might be expecting a little bit much.
Yeah, that's true. That is true as well.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
we need competition. That's what we need now.
We really need some competition
as soon as possible.
Yes.
And of course. So I would absolutely I'm rooting for HTC to make something happen, but unfortunately, their business decisions have not been the best. I mean, I don't understand how can they launch something as bad as the Cosmos with the tracking. Right, it's like really bad, and it's like I don't get it. You should know better that this is not good enough.
And then tease a tracker and a face tracker that for 6 days.
I was going crazy.
That doesn't even work with the Cosmos.
Yeah, but
it's like advertised for the Vive Pro, which the Vive Pro is discontinued. The Vive Pro I is the one that is not discontinued that you can buy right now, right? But it's like, what the heck are these guys doing? Why didn't they fire the marketing team when they fired the CEO and brought someone else in?
This is like
the marketing team is unbelievable.
It's kind of they've put themselves into this boy that cried wolf situation because you can't like get cryptic with your marketing and be like, ooh, it's coming, get fucking ready, it's coming. And then have it not be the thing that everyone was hoping it would be. Because by the time that does come, no one's going to give a shit. They're going to, like, the hype is gone. Like, you took all the wind out of everybody's sails.
You crashed that train.
But how can you tease a friggin' tracker for 6 days? A tracker, that's unbelievable. And then this funny thing on Twitter where Oculus responds to them with a chess move. Do you remember that? And then they reply with another chess move, like, okay, are you going to kill Oculus with your friggin' tracker or what? like checkmate. Wow, I have that tracker. It's going to compete against the Quest 2. And like the Oculus guys, they are like laughing. They are on the floor laughing in their headquarters.
So weird.
You know, they have the best laugh ever. So I don't know.
I knew that wasn't directed at Oculus. Because and now it's obvious that it wasn't, right? I knew it wasn't. I was like, a lot of people assumed when they saw that tweet, it's your move, that it was like directed towards Oculus. And I was like,
right.
I don't know.
No, we have trackers here, trackers that do exactly the same like the other trackers that we had since like 4 years already. Wow, amazing. Let me pick them up $429 per piece. No. Oh my God. I don't get it. This is really curious.
Yeah,
and these are some like, I would call them like unforced mistakes. You know, like if you have like some common sense, you know that you can't like for 6 days like tease something like this. Or if you do, then at least do some tell the media in an embargo what are you going to offer. Like tell me in an embargo, okay, these are trackers. Then I'm not going to make these videos where I create this kind of like expectation that this is a headset, right? Just tell me, just give me that press release embargoed, and I'm not making these videos. You know, it's like so simple. It's like the basic rules of PR, and well, they can't do it. It's so sad.
So weird.
Maybe somebody could do something fun with it, you know, like because right now it's just like, okay, it's facial tracking, so your avatar can smile when you smile. But like, what if we could have somebody use it as like an alternative input method, you know, or you could like fire a missile or something.
There's definitely good uses for it. I don't think anyone's saying that it's garbage.
No, this is cool. The facial tracker is cool.
Yeah.
But why again does it only work on the Pro and the Pro Eye? Well, I found out that you actually can mod it to other headsets, no problem, to all the headsets basically. But I don't know, and it's they also not really sure at who they are targeting this. Because if they only target it at businesses, then it doesn't make sense that they show these cartoon avatars on their homepage when they talk about this head tracking. But if they also targeting those VR chat people, then they must know nobody has the Vive Pro Eye. They all have different headsets. You know, so it's like this kind of mixed message. They don't know exactly who's their target audience. That at least that's what I feel is happening here.
Yeah. Well, no, they're trying to take advantage of the hype train that is the consumer market. Because without the consumer market, there is literally zero hype. Enterprise people in VR don't get stoked. Okay, we've been to a couple of conventions now where like it is impossible to ignore us because we are so fucking excited about everything that's happening.
Come on,
and everybody else there is at work. You know, like it's the consumers generate hype in a way that enterprise simply does not. So what do? They poke the consumers like a bear to get them roaring, but then it's not actually a fucking consumer product, and that pisses me off because that's taking advantage of our passion of the technology to advertise something that was not intended for us.
But now it backfired. I think this whole tracker thing, it totally backfired because our hopes and expectations have been shattered. You know, it's like, it's not nice. It sucks. It's unfortunate because, again, I do root for them and I hope they become successful. You know, they have this Vive Port Infinity, which is pretty cool, actually. You know, you pay like $15 and you can play everything that's out there, or not everything, but lots of games. It's a lot. It's a lot. And, you know, like for HTC, I see them in a good position to introduce some standalone headset, also for consumers, that could probably compete with Facebook, because I still believe there are people like us who would even pay $200, $300 more to have a cool standalone headset where you don't give your data, where you don't have the cameras which are connected to Facebook servers, right? Looking at you and whatever you do, watching adult entertainment. You shouldn't do that, by the way. So it doesn't. It's not a. It's like the company that could probably really compete with them, even if it's tough. It's definitely tough. But our community, we still have the goodwill. We want HTC to win, or actually to have a success with that, right? And I really hope they do it. But honestly, I don't have my hopes really up high. Do you? What do you think? What about the standalone headset the HTC is going to come out with? What is it going to be?
So I think it'll be a Quest competitor, but not a competitor, because you know how the president came on and said, we have a headset coming. It's a standalone headset, but it's not angled to be a Quest competitor. And you know, he probably said that because HTC doesn't make cheap stuff. They don't make anything that isn't
they cannot.
expensive.
They cannot.
Yeah, they don't.
Because
They just don't have.
Yeah, they have to earn money. It makes sense.
Right. They have to make money. They don't have what Facebook has to subsidize those costs. So they have to get the money from the consumer. It's just how it is. Now, I know a lot of people would definitely buy it just on the fact that there's no Facebook integration. You know what I mean? Like that is the number one thing for a lot of people. Standalone headset with no Facebook requirements. And I will grab it. My problem is that they have no idea how to do inside out tracking. They don't really know how to do any tracking because Valve built the original tracking that they used, right? So they don't know how to do tracking. They just took what they had from another company. So if they're smart, they have been working non-stop on their tracking solution. Now we know they're not smart.
I was gonna say
we know they're not smart, but I don't know, man. I really, really hope that they get the tracking down because that'll be the make it or break it. You know,
I think so, but I really think so. I mean, they have now the bad experience with their inside-out tracking for the Cosmos. They know that the Cosmos failed because the inside-out tracking was terrible, a pain in the arse. And that's why I believe they must also be able to do it. I mean, they can have a look at the Oculus Quest, how it's doing it. It's not like witchcraft, how Oculus is doing it. So they must be able to somehow get inspired by the technology. You know, if like a super small startup like Mega Dodo, you know, the Decagear guys, if they can pull it off, and they are also working on their inside-out tracking like from scratch, and it looked pretty well what they showed me in that interview that I did with them. Yeah, I mean, come on, HTC must be able to pull it off, and I really think this time they will pull it off. If this thing has bad tracking, they're dead. No, then it's over.
So dead.
They are frigging dead in the water. So I don't think it's going to happen.
So I got a question for you, Seb.
Yeah,
we talk a lot about Oculus. We talk about Valve. We talk about fucking HTC. Now we're talking about Decagear. We never, ever talk about Pimax. And I know we did that interview in front of the Pimax booth. Why do you think people do not talk about Pimax when they talk about VR headsets? And are they still in this market?
That's a good question. Wow, that's a really good question. Yeah, some of the excitement is gone. I also feel it a bit. Yeah, probably it's because a lot of people made these experiences that they ordered it, but it's arrived too late. It simply arrived too late for them to be excited about it. Because if you wait too late, then you will feel bad about it. I saw it now with the HP Reverb G2. It's an amazing headset, and I still love it here right now. But I totally understand it. People had to wait so long, and then they were already angry waiting for so long, and then probably it didn't even work because of, I don't know, they have the wrong main board, and it simply sucks. Whenever you have to wait super long for something, it simply already gives you a bad taste in your mouth, right? And I think this is one of the big problems of Pimax. Like in the end, they have always delivered, and they're delivering their stuff now, like the new audio solution. It happens now, but it's too late. It is too late. And the community, the patience somehow ran out, I have the feeling. So I was also quite active on the Pimax forums, and it was really always the same. Like it was lots of negativity, and you could feel that people are not really happy, and that's a big problem, because especially in this small niche, you need to have super fans. You need to have people that love your brand and that love exactly what you do. And if this whole thing becomes toxic, and then Pimax doesn't really take care of these people well enough, and they don't, because Pimax enjoyed, or what they did, one mistake that they did, they said something, and then they broke that thing that they said. They didn't stand to what they said, and that happened quite often. And at one point, somehow the community, even though before they were rooting for them, probably they felt like, you know what, it has been one time too often that this shit happened. So that's definitely a problem. That is absolutely a problem. Also, I think there's lots of yeah, lots of things that are just from a business perspective not smart. They had too many different models. Like even me, I couldn't follow it anymore. Like what is now exactly the difference between the 8K plus and the 8KX
Artisan
and Artisan and now the super is too much. It's like too much. It's like too overwhelming. And if a consumer has too much choice, man, they will not choose anything. It's too confusing. It's super simple. It should have been, okay, we have 3 models. Or maximum 3 models. Maximum. In my opinion, better just 2 models. Like one super high-end, the best of the best they have, 8KX, for example, and one more medium budget option, like for example,
and then put all of your resources into making that the best product you possibly can.
Exactly. Just put all of your power into these 2 products and also get the rest going well as well, like the service and everything, and make it so that people don't have to wait so long, right? Don't come up with the next announcements. Don't come out with the next Pimax 8K Ultra Supersonic or whatever that's going to be. Just do it. Just work on it, and then once it's ready, get out with it. Like Facebook is doing it so unbelievable good. You know, the Quest 2 launch, it was a dream. So suddenly they said, okay, it's going to happen on that conference, and then you could already like pre-order, and then on the 30th October, everyone had it. Everyone who wanted it had it, and people were happy. And with Pimax, unfortunately, I like the Pimax Artisan, for example, but people could not buy it. It was simply not available, right? And probably now it's available. I don't even know because I don't follow it as much as I did before. But yeah, okay, now the thing is, you have now the Quest 2, which has such a great resolution. It looks better than the 5K Plus. Really, you know, and it's much cheaper. It's way cheaper.
I think games, for the record, make the exact same mistake that you're talking about right now. Games, when they make a new game, they want to like announce a game that's in development, and they like show you some gameplay and shit. If that game doesn't come out for 6 months to a year, you are fucked. Because people will already have felt like it came out, even though they haven't played it. And by the time it actually comes up, like, oh, this, I remember seeing this 6 months to a year ago. You know, like, don't show your shit until it's ready, people.
I agree.
Story.
You can do some teasing, but not too long.
Just a tiny amount. I think, you know, who's doing a decent job of that right now is Resolution Games with Demio, because I'm fucking stoked for that game. And they like, you know, announced it, but they didn't show too much, you know, and like, I think I like Resolution Games a lot. I'm a big fan of them. And one thing that I've been thinking about too, while you've been talking about Pimax, Sebastian, is and I don't mean to like stir the pot or kick up any drama where it's not needed or anything, but I almost feel like the last time I heard about Pimax was when a bunch of shit was going down with Sweetviver. You remember that? Oh yeah. Like he like did some kind of social faux pas or like he pissed somebody off or something. What happened with that? Do you remember?
Do I remember? I just remember a whole lot of chaos.
Right.
I remember Sebastian was pretty pissed off.
Yeah,
so
you were a part of it actually.
It wasn't that.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Let's not go back to that stuff.
All right, I didn't mean to stir the pot, but that is the last time I heard about them.
That is the last time I heard about them too.
Wow. Yeah, unfortunately, right? So right. So
you shouldn't have the last thing you've heard about your company be something negative.
Right. So that's unfortunate that these kind of things happened. But the thing is, I really hope that they can get their together, right? Their stuff together, and the thing is, I do still think that they have lots of potential because they're going some places where other companies simply don't want to go, like really trying to max it out with the FOV, for example, trying to give consumers the highest resolution and really some very exciting things for enthusiasts like us, right? So they should simply concentrate on some things and not get lost in their different kind of models.
Agreed.
And if they did that, I still think they have a chance. I still think there is potential. And I hope they would be successful in the future because we need more players. We need more alternatives. And what I would hope is actually that they would go away from that super ultra wide FOV and make it a bit less huge, but then with less distortions, and then make it a bit more than the Index, but then simply make a device which rocks and where nobody will have a problem with distortions and these kind of things, you know?
Well, let's be real. I feel like that super high FOV is nothing but marketing, because I don't know anyone that can run an 8KX at its max settings, full field of view, at its full frame rate. It's just like a PC like that doesn't even exist.
It's for the specs comparison. It's when you put it up against another headset and you're looking at it on paper. You're like, oh, this one has more of this, it has more of that, it has more of that. This is the best. Like that is, I guarantee that is why they do it.
So not to steer away from Pimax, but to steer away from Pimax, I do have another question here. So there's been a lot also going on with PSVR, right? As far as, people didn't know exactly what was happening. Is PSVR 2 even going to be a thing? And then they came out and said, listen, PSVR 2 is coming. It won't be in 2021, but it is coming. We are using the tech that has been put out on the PS5 controllers, their haptics and the adaptive triggers, along with a larger FOV, higher resolution. They said all of this stuff, right? Which is fantastic. Now, there's a lot of speculation on exactly how this is going to go. I think we all thought that PSVR 2 is going to be like the PSVR, but better tracking, everything would be great. Then the Quest came out. The Quest changed the entire VR landscape. Now everyone wants standalone. Even the people with high-end PCs a lot of times want standalone. A lot of people are screaming now that the PSVR 2 should be standalone with the option to connect to the PS5. I don't personally see that coming. A lot of people say it would be really stupid if they didn't do that. But here's the problem, right? You can't see a product like that come out and then take all the years of research, development, and production of building these headsets and then throw it all out and come out with something really fast, because this is the way everyone else thinks it should be. I'm kind of curious on what you think on the PSVR 2 stuff, Sebastian.
Yeah, right. So I'm very excited about the PSVR 2. Like in general, I'm excited about VR. You know that, guys, right? You're watching my channel and stuff. But I'm super excited about the PSVR 2 because even the PSVR 1 is still cool. It aged quite well, actually, right? I still enjoy playing games there. Like, for example, Hitman 3 was just a blast. And it's still amazing. So because Sony has to put out something that is going to be good for another 5 years, man, they're going to make this unbelievably amazing, and this is going to be really good. I don't think it's going to be a standalone headset. It doesn't make sense. It's too complicated. It's going to be that PlayStation 5 headset. It makes sense, right? All the computing power is in the PlayStation 5 for sure, which makes the headset itself cheaper, right? So they cannot make this whole standalone headset. It would be super expensive. People would have to pay another 500 euros or dollars to get that. And it's not going to happen. They also know that they have to compete price-wise against the likes of the Quest 2. So they cannot make it too expensive. And it wouldn't make sense. So what I think is going to happen, it is going to be a wired PlayStation VR 2. They also said it, right? It's a complete, not standalone headset. It's absolutely wired to the PlayStation 5. But it's going to be okay because the games that we're going to play, they're going to blow our minds. Right, higher resolution, higher FOV. They already said, and the FOV of the PlayStation VR itself is already quite okay, quite big, 100 degrees, like more than the Quest. So this is going to be absolutely amazing for us, for people who love virtual reality. And then what I could imagine, though, is that there might be some kind of wireless solution add-on. If you still have another $200, if it's so important for you, then all right. Then this add-on has the battery power to run that thing. It has the Wi-Fi 6 dongle router, whatever you need to make this happen, and then you're good to go. I think that would make sense, and this might absolutely happen. And wow, I can wait to cover PSVR 2.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of trademarks, and not trademarks, I'm sorry, a lot of copyrights come across, and I just put this up on the screen for people to see, just kind of a compilation of some of the things that we've seen come through now.
It's
patents. What did I say? Oh, copyrights. Sorry, yeah, patents. We got patents. all of the technologies that they show in these patents, we know would end up costing Sony a fortune, right? But Sony is Sony. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of good relationships with a lot of distributors, with a lot of manufacturers. If anyone can make this stuff happen, it's Sony, right? So we know that they haven't been quiet about showing off some of this stuff. They showed their controllers with full finger tracking. The post that came out recently said they would be using some of the technology also from the PS5 controllers, which is absolutely mind-blowing for anyone that hasn't tried this. Oh my God! Like
exactly.
It is unreal. The level of pinpoint accuracy of these haptics and the way they change how the triggers feel for the type of gun you're using or the scenario you're in is so absolutely immersive that this technology alone is going to make this headset better than a lot of the stuff on the market. Pretty much almost everything on the market. I mean, if the specs, if just the increased field of view and all that stuff, this is going to be absolutely insane. This will be the headset to have.
Oh man,
sure.
This point gets me so fired up because this trigger is the one thing that stands out for the PlayStation 5, right? So when I played my PlayStation 5 for the first time, this is what got me going. Like the graphics, yes, okay, is to be expected, right? I've seen great graphics before, but like pulling that trigger and suddenly it feels different than before because you have this other weapon. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. And that's even better in virtual reality when you don't see that, when you just see the virtual gun, that stuff that you're going to use. It's going to be unbelievable. We're going to lose ourselves in that PSVR 2
on an AIM 2.
Oh my goodness!
On a PSVR AIM 2 controller with adaptive triggers.
Stop it!
God. I'm so excited.
I'm getting super excited about this.
If we don't have you back before the PS2 VR headset comes on, we'll definitely at least have you back after the PSVR comes out, so that way we can talk about this and figure out whether or not this is as mind blowing as you guys are making it sound. MRTV is the channel. He has started a new podcast, the Next Dimension podcast. What day do you guys do the podcast? What day do you do the podcast?
Oh, I do the podcast every Saturday at 9 p.m. Berlin, 8 p.m. London, noon in San Francisco, and 3 p.m. in New York.
There it is. So you have another Saturday VR podcast to check out with Sebastian and Anthony from VR 365. Who else is on that show?
Gary from VR Roundtable, Tatiana from Disco VR. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Awesome, man. Well, this was fast. This was a pretty fast 90 minutes.
I know, it really was. Just went by. Man, like when you talk to someone that knows VR like this, and such a good dude like Sebastian, man. We could talk for 5-6 hours.
Of course.
You know what I mean? It's amazing. Thank you.
It's absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, and this was absolute fun. And I'm also going to have you guys on the Next Dimension podcast for sure.
That sounds like a plan, dude.
Yes, I'm there.
Thank you so much, dude. All right, everybody, say goodbye to Sebastian. It has been great having you on the show. We'll see you next time, dude.
Bye, Sebastian.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. That was it. Boom. Fucking midweek bonus episode with MRTV. It's done. And thank you guys all for being here so much. Cake Batter, Steve XM, Duggars, Lizard Magoo, Zero Cool, Paul P, Aspen Darkfire, Paradise Decay, Paul P.
We love you all.
Robyn, we love you guys all very much. We already said this once, but on Friday, we will be having Kyle Render from the Field to Render comedy show in Altspace joining us. That's it for the show, everyone. Thank you so very much, and we will see you on Friday.
Goodbye.
Bye.